inevitable happens. And I want to welcome you guys to our cash flow conversation. For those who I'm just getting the opportunity to meet, my name is Sean T. Hill. I am blessed to be a 5-star executive with this amazing company. And my partners are super excited about sharing what we have our hands on. And I mean, it's always humbling to be the person that gets to share. A little over 3 years ago, nobody was hopping on Zooms or anything to find out what I knew about cash flow. My assumption is if you're here, somebody has already found out that you are interested in improving your cash flow. And I mean, guys, it's crazy. About 3 years ago, when it came to the topic of money, I may have been one of the more negative people that you want to meet. But in all fairness to myself, can we agree sometimes brokenness does have a negative effect on your attitude?
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
sir.
It's kind of hard to be all chipper when you're broke. And I was frustrated because although other people were saying I was doing pretty well, you ever feel like I should be a little bit further along than I am right now?
Yes.
Yeah, as that child growing up, I always wanted to be wealthy. My aunties had the glass doorknobs. I would imagine I was twisting diamonds to get into the next room. And so I would ask whoever would listen, how do we get wealthy? Did you guys ever ask the right questions, but you're asking the wrong people?
Yes, I have.
Well, unfortunately, I was just too young to understand if they knew how to be wealthy, we would have been wealthy. But they gave me the best advice they had because they love me. I listen most of the time. Anybody else feel like you the good child in the family?
I am.
I know without a, I'm going to believe you if you believe me. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm my mom's favorite. Now, Gilletta, don't tell them I'm my only child. That's none of their business. But they told me if I graduate high school and get myself a college degree, I'd be able to write my own ticket. I didn't know what write my own ticket meant, but I figured if it meant getting wealthy, I wanted to do it as quickly as I could. So graduated high school at 16. About 20, I had an electrical engineering degree because they told me that's where the wealth was. Pretty good, yes?
Excellent.
I was about 21. I found myself amongst that large percentage of college grads that never get a job in the field that they study. You guys know anybody all degreed up, nowhere to go?
Yes, I do.
Well, that was me. I had an electrical engineering degree, but I was most of the time working as a bill collector. It was odd job after odd job. It was check to check. And then I added 4 children to this. Anybody have children that get more expensive with every breath?
Yes.
I mean, we don't want them to stop breathing, but if they could just take shorter breaths, that'd be helpful, right? And so now I'm check behind check. And then over time, it was just so much month at the end of my money, it didn't even make sense to work. I don't know if you guys ever got to the 13th of the month and wondered, Lord, how am I going to make it to the 30th? But if it's happened once or twice, that's okay. But let me tell you, when it's happening every 30 days, it's like hell on earth. And they say, you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. I went back to the same people. I said, well, that didn't work. What do I do now? They told me go back to school. Anybody know some people been in school so long we forgot what they were studying?
Yeah.
Don't laugh at us professional students. It was the only strategy we had. But I got a master's in math education, even though I never met a wealthy teacher. I got my second check as a high school math teacher because I didn't believe the first check, Rebecca. I thought they made a mistake. I thought they were going to put the rest of my money on the second check. The second check came looking worse than the first one. It had weird stuff on it like FICA and insurance. And that was the last day I listened to anybody that wasn't wealthy for wealth advice.
Right.
Pretty good decision, right?
Yes.
But that was the first day I started listening to people that was having more success than me. And that's when my network introduced me to Wealth Principle 101. Now, for those who don't know what Wealth Principle 101 is, it's called Cash Asset Cash Flow. I was taught you take your cash and you invest it in assets like currency and trade and stocks and funds and real estate and gold and silver and commodities. And these assets will bring you more cash flow. Pretty good principle, yes?
Yes.
There's just one problem. Taxes, debt, inflation, interest, and my kids kept keeping all my cash.
Yep.
So I never had anything to invest in assets. Thank God my best friend introduced me to MWR Financial. We're the ultimate cash flow company. We're a 4.5-year-old debt-free company. We're CEO Brian House's 4th multi-million-dollar company. And Damo Totes has helped hundreds of thousands of people go into business for themselves part-time. And these guys introduced me to the complete cash flow system. Now, I want to be clear about one thing. I only talk about cash flow in 2023. I am not interested in income. Don't get me wrong. Income is necessary, but it's not even measured the same. Income is measured in dollars. Cash flow is measured in time. How long do my dollars stay with me? So if I make $150,000 a year and my bills, my debt, and my expenses come out to $150,001, I'm just broke on a higher level. I need to go get a part-time job.
Thanks.
But if I make $70,000 a year and my bills, my debts, and my expenses come out to $35,000 a year, every time I get paid, my money can stay with me for 2 years. You guys see the power of cash flow?
Yes.
So imagine how excited I got when they told me that not only could they show me how to create new cash flow with business income by simply introducing people to a team of experts, but then those team of experts would show us how to increase our cash flow with our current money, and then take the created money and the increase and multiply our cash flow, where our money is making us money, and now our money is working for us instead of us working for money. Now, if you guys had a choice between 1, 2, or 3, how many of you guys would also choose all 3?
All 3.
Because that's what I did. And so, guys, when they told me that every time I share this conversation with someone, if they decide that they want that team of experts and go through my website, I get paid 6 different ways. I was excited beyond excited. I mean, think about it. Somebody's going to want this information, and they're going to want a team of experts. Yes.
Yes.
You're going to get a $40 customer bonus every time that happens. Somebody's actually going to want to be one of those people that introduce people to a team of experts and get paid, don't they?
Yes.
You're going to earn a $50 sponsor bonus every time that happens. You mess around and introduce this thing to 3 people within your first 30 days that actually want to be business owners, you get a $150 momentum bonus that can go as high as $1,500. There's all types of leadership bonuses. We have performance bonuses. Here's what I knew coming in. No matter how many hours I worked, no matter how many kids they put in my classroom, they was only going to pay me one way, poorly. And then these guys starting to pay me up to $15,000 a day in guaranteed residuals. Guys, just understand one thing. The more people we share this team of experts with, the more we get paid. Is this making sense?
Yes, it does.
Don't get caught up in all the particulars. I got excited when my mentor Chuck Hart told me if I helped 12 people go in business, they would start paying me $600 a month residual without me having to do anything else. See, some of y'all ain't impressed. Well, why don't we do this? Everybody tomorrow, just walk into your job and ask for a pay raise. We're going to do a pay raise challenge. Now, you got to do it as a challenge. You got to record it on your social media live. And it's really just because I want to see how fast they get to your desk with that box. I'm not giving out $7,000 raises annually anymore. But or you can invite some people to see it, like the person invited you. Look at the person that invited you right now. What are they doing?
Waking up.
Nothing. Somebody said waking up. They still getting the stuff out their eyes because it's a Saturday, and they're getting paid because all we do is invite people to see it, and we let God sort it out. But now understand, somewhere in there, somewhere in these numbers, you probably see a number that if that thing was hitting your home every year, every month, or every day, you might have some serious options on whether or not you go into work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the number one asset anyone can get is their freedom. Gail Andrews retired from the IRS early with this information I'm about to share. Christy Howard used to be a bartender. Now she makes $300 a day. And I know a guy named Sean, he used to teach high school math. And one day he was able to no longer teach high school math. And so guys, anybody want that information on the experts that I've been talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's what happens. You get a team of financial experts. Somebody say, I need a team.
I need a team.
Matter of fact, let's type that in the chat. I'm gonna type that with you. Y'all sounded good. Everybody say that again. I need a team.
I need a team.
See, here's what I want you to understand about wealthy people. Wealthy people are not smarter than us. They just know that they're not smarter than us. So what they do is they hire us to be their team.
That's how it works.
So while wealthy people are busy building teams, everybody else is busy looking for work. And that's why the rich keep getting richer. And well, I guess we know the rest.
Right.
Anybody else just figure out you need a team? Let's try that one more time. I need a team.
I need a team.
Now, here's what the team says. You're gonna have what's called a membership portal. And if you simply upload what they need, they do the rest. And so, for instance, you upload your last 2 pay stubs, your last year's tax return, they're going to give you an adjusted W-4. Understand, 80% of Americans overpay taxes, according to the IRS. Now, they didn't tell us how they give the money back because they don't.
That part.
But the number one reason why we overpay taxes is because we don't know how to fill out that W-4. And then most people, when they get that first job, we're single with no kids. Since then, we've been married, divorced, widowed, had kids grown and gone, never made any adjustments, giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars. When you take this adjusted W-4 done by our financial experts, our tax experts, and you give it to whoever's taking the taxes out of your money, you're going to see your federal income tax go down and your check go up. Anybody want to pay a raise?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easiest way to get one is to become more tax efficient. Then we have an app called Hurtler. It's one of the more expensive apps in the App Store. It's free through our membership. But then when you get in your car, it tracks your mileage. It tells you your deductions. You take pictures of your receipts, it tracks your deductions. You attach it to your accounts, it'll go and find you deductions. Guys, this thing has found me hundreds of thousands of dollars in deductions over the last couple of years. Matter of fact, this year alone, check this out. This year alone, this thing has found me about $67,000 in potential deductions.
Wow.
But now here's the part that blows me away.
Wow.
Here's the part that blows me away. My commute to work is about 10 steps. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna talk to y'all for a few minutes, and I'm gonna find a basketball game or something. Something going on today, right? You know, they found me about $14,000 in potential mileage deductions this year.
Wow.
Now, what if I drove to work or drove for work? What would that number look like? And so, guys, you put all that together, and our members over the last 4.5 years have saved about $250 million. $250 million saved. Pretty good, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of you type in the debt you can pay off, the balance, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate, they're gonna give you a plan to get out of debt faster than most of us would on our own. They're gonna give you your debt-free date. Can we agree debt-free is the new free?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And then they're gonna show us what to do with that new cash flow to get to our millionaire date. Now, I know most of us have probably already made $1 million in our lifetime. Anybody want it all at the same time?
Yes, I do. Please.
And if that wasn't enough, they said if you upload the bills you pay every 30 days, we'll call and negotiate your bills load. Now, Mary, I started uploading stuff that ain't even bills. I was like, since y'all already negotiating, why don't y'all knock out this traffic ticket for a brother? Yeah, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
I said, boy, you know that's not a bill. But they did take $1,800 off my bills over the last 2 years. Anybody use an extra $1,800 in your personal economy?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was always taught a penny saved is a penny earned. And so just from uploading my stuff, I earned $1,800 that I would have paid out. I got to keep it. But then from there, they said they're going to help me continue to improve my cash flow and my assets by helping me raise my credit score. So if you simply upload your last 3 credit bureau reports, your most recent 3, they're going to call and challenge everything on there. They're going to send you letters that challenge the rest and restore your credit. On average, we've been seeing 126-point restoration. Would that help?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you put all that together, our average member sees about $2,000 a month in cash back every single month. My question is simple. Would that help?
Yes.
Yes. Sir.
All right, some of y'all don't get it. Type this in the chat real quick. $2,000. That's all I want you to type. Just type $2,000. Now, if at the end of every month, you still had that, would that make a difference in your lifestyle?
Yes.
I'm gonna let everybody else show you how to become a multi-gajillionaire. I just want people to stop calling about their stuff. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so just to give you an idea of what it looks like, Jaletta Tyson, you mind sharing what the experts are able to do for you?
I would love to. Thank you, Dr. Hill, for everything that you do and educating people. You're a teacher master. I appreciate you. Before NWR, I was broke in deep medical debt, did not even know how to get out. And then I talked to Dr. Hill and I got myself a team. And that team has been amazing to me. They first got me a pay raise on my job annually of over $3,000 just on my W-4. They were able to raise my credit score 69 points. They were able to help me with my debt elimination and paying off debt and credit and removing medical debt from my credit score. And with all of that, my debt to income ratio became pristine. And I was able at the age of 48, I almost was 49, able to buy my first house. So I've been in my house now since September 1st. And they are continuing to work for me. I put my mortgage in and they're going to save me $71,000 in interest. So it doesn't stop with just an initial look.
Right.
They work for me every month. So I love my team. I love the fact that you blessed me with introducing that to me. So thank you.
So here's what she's telling you without you knowing. She don't even remember who her best friend was before I introduced this to her. We don't even talk about those people no more. And I know how that feels because my best friend introduced this to me. And he introduced it. And after a 2-minute conversation, I knew I was going to be one of those people sharing with everybody what he found because I didn't know it existed. And he happens to be on the line. He's one of the most sought after speakers on the planet. So anytime I see his face, I'm gonna give him to speak for free because he's my sponsor. This is what's called utilizing your sponsor wisely. But honestly, one of the smartest people I've ever met. And in terms of just having a heart for people and wanting to share things with people that they wouldn't have gotten anywhere else, he's second to none. So guys, help me bring to the line 4-star executive, Mr. Richard Harden.
All right, Mr. Richard Harden.
All right, Richard.
Listen, I haven't spoken to anyone yet today. Is my voice on? Is it working?
You sound good.
The best thing about these experts, where they worked in the areas that were not my anointing, they helped me get an extra $636 back from my paycheck. That's $1,270.
Uh-oh, he zigged when he should have zagged. He'll be back in a minute. But now, whenever he taps back in, I'm gonna have him share that story. But now, before he gets back on, quick question: does anybody that's seeing this for the first time have any questions about the membership? Questions going once, questions going twice. All right, sounds like we did a great job, Joletta. Okay, so now, so what you guys are telling me is you completely understand now that you have everything you need to increase the cash flow from your existing income, including a team of financial experts that do the work for you. Guys, put this in your notes. DIY is great for my garden. It is terrible for my money.
That part.
I don't know who taught us we were supposed to work on our own money, but it couldn't have been wealthy people because they never work on their own money. They always have a team of experts that handle every aspect of their money. And so now you got a team of experts that not only helps you reduce your taxes, lower your bills, and eliminate your debt, but also raise your credit score. And then you heard Joletta, you put these things together, your taxes goes down, you got more money for your down payment, right?
Facts.
You put yourself in a position where your bills went lower, and your debt was eliminated, so your debt to income ratio is ridiculous. You raise your credit score, that could be the difference between subprime and prime. You're ready for a home. But if that wasn't enough, we actually added a keys to home ownership program. And so now, anybody renting, regardless of what their credit looks like, they can qualify somewhere on the scale between actually renting that home and just already being in their home but renting the home that they're eventually going to buy. Or in our rent to own program, where every month when they pay their rent on time, a percentage of that goes towards their down payment, or being able to put 10% down and be able to enjoy the tax advantages of having their own home, or they might be ready for the keys. They fit somewhere in our keys to home ownership program if they want a home. And so now more of your money is back in your pocket, but that can't be all we do. Because everyone has seen people come into some extra money. You've seen it, right? Somebody get a settlement or an inheritance, or they hit the lottery, or they hit the number. I don't know where you guys live. And you check on them 6 months later, and they're 10 times more in debt than they were before they got the money. You guys seen that?
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting over where Big Mama's money went. And so when these guys told me about MWR Passport and the fact that they were going to show me how to take my money and multiply it, that's when Make Wealth Real was no longer the name of the company. It became a mission statement. Because you give me a team of experts that's going to show me what to do once I have the money so that I can truly secure the bag. And now we're second to none. This is what separates MWR from everything I've ever heard about. These guys started talking to me about diversified cash flow accounts and private reserve accounts. I'm gonna be honest with you, all I knew about was my bank account. And I'm not gonna tell you guys my bank's name, but I heard they chase people to sign them up. And when I called them to find out what I was earning on my money, they said 0.01%. So you mean tell me, Bruce, if I take $10,000 of my hard-earned money and I don't touch it for a year, when I come back at the end of the year, I'm gonna have $10,001? Well, maybe if I live another 9,999 more years, I can double my money. Or you can put that same money into a diversified cash flow account and get double-digit returns instead of single-digit. Or you can put that money in a private reserve account, and when the market goes up, your money goes up. Not at 0.01%, but 8 to 18%. I haven't heard anybody come in less than 11%. When the market goes down, unlike those 401ks that became 101ks last year, for some people 911ks, your money doesn't go down. But when the market goes up again, your money goes up with the market. I just felt like I could only win no matter what if my money only goes up and never comes down.
That's right.
Then they started talking to me about land banking. Guys, we are positioned to invest in land in the path of growth. We have land in Antelope Valley, California. You might need to look it up. It's Green Energy Valley. It's right outside of LA. But when, you know, Warren Buffett and Kaiser Permanente and NASA started investing in land in an area, the name changes. Now, what's significant about it being outside of LA is next time the Olympics is in the United States, it's going to be 2028, 2029. Give you some perspective. I'm in Conyers, Georgia. I am 30 minutes away from Atlanta, Georgia, home of the 1996 Olympics. When they announced that in 1988, the only way you could live where I live was you had to be a pig, a cow, a horse, or a farmer. So imagine how much wealth these families attain when the Olympic Committee and the golf course and these developers and the Walmarts of the world came calling. Wow. Would you like where you sit?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Then they just recently started telling us how to put our money in trust. Guys, you put your money in a trust, you can go from being taxed 35% if we're an employee only to being taxed as low as 5%. And your money is bulletproof. I mean, you got asset protection, meaning the IRS, audits, and you know, divorces, none of that stuff can touch your money. And you can actually give that money to somebody that you care about, but all of it without the vultures coming to get it. Is this making sense?
Yes,
and we're not talking about stuff that we've seen, because normally when you hear stuff like that, it's always somebody nobody knows that has benefited. We have people on this line that have land banking certificates. We have people that I've known Angela Johnson over 15 years. I've known Dana over 25 years. That's their land banking certificates. Dana just took $28,000 out of his private reserve account to put it in a 14-door Airbnb. You guys know what a 1-door Airbnb does. So you can imagine what a 14-door does. But more specific to this conversation, his PRA is still going up with the market as if the 28,000 is still in there. It's called arbitrage. That's what the banks are doing with our money. Guys, we just recently saw our good friends Charles and Cookie Ivory. Not only do they already have the private reserve accounts and the land banking parcels, but now they have a trust fund baby. Their baby Cameron is a true trust fund baby. That is the happiest I've ever seen them ever when they were protecting their assets for future generations. And so you might be thinking, well, I mean, guys, this sounds like a lot. This must cost a fortune, right? Well, guess what? You got that membership for $149.97 a month. Anybody wanting a membership only. So now they're reducing your taxes, lowering your bills, eliminating your debt, raising your credit score, giving you the keys to home ownership. They're taking a snapshot of your finances, giving you a diversified cash flow account, private reserve account, land banking, and showing you how to put your money in trust for less than the price of a good pair of shoes every month. For less than the price of a Sunday brunch every month. No setup fees, your spouse is included. So y'all can both upload your stuff. But for those of you that are like me, that's like, that sounds good. But what sounded better was that $15,000 a month. It's only $100 extra at startup. You have a one-time activation or setup fee of $100. So it's $249.97 to get started. And then it's still only $149.97 a month.
That's
now,
amazing.
I think I saw my sponsor pop back up. If he's able to speak, I want him to share with you guys what I built up so strong. Mr. Harden, are you able to speak?
I think so. Let's see. Are Zoom and I in agreement? Are these things working together?
Yes, I hear you and I see you. Can you do me a favor and just show them what it sounds like when you put it all together?
Okay, so putting it all together, 1272 back from taxes. That was an increase in my current cash flow that I was able to put into this debt elimination system. We knocked out $52,000 in credit cards in a year. So that now our increase in cash flow from my job was up by $4,000 a month. That allowed us to pay off my first rental property 12 years early.
Wow.
So now that property that I own free and clear because of this debt elimination system has a cash flow of $1,250 positive per month. By the way, in the real estate business and rental real estate, $250 to $300 positive cash flow is considered awesome. But I took those two things, the increase in credit score up into the 800s and the bill savings of 1571, and I started telling people about that. I want y'all to get this in your mind. They started paying me anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a month part-time. And to put in perspective, because that's always the goal, is to get cash flow that comes in when you don't have to go out. That's why I'm in the real estate business. I want you to put in your mind, I had to save up $10,000 to buy that property in the first place. Property's value right now about $175,000, and it pays me $1,250 per month. This asset that I invested little under $300, $249.97, pays me 3 times as much as the rental property with no toilets and no tenants. Passive income. This is the ultimate cash flow system because I take that cash flow from all those streams and I put it into my private reserve account, which right now has a greater cash value than the 401k I started at my new job in 2017. You can't think this with a bat, man. I'm trying to tell you, get some experts on your side. They'll help you be a better you when it comes to this money.
Wow.
I'm done.
Guys, do me a favor, give it up for my sponsor.
Mic drop.
All right.
Because that was a word from my
Yeah, that
sponsor.
was awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's what it sounds like. And guys, we're gonna teach you and train you step by step and word for word how to do it. As a matter of fact, we're learning from the #1 earner in the entire company, which is why we're the fastest growing team in MWR. And so all you have to do is decide whether or not you want to live a legacy and leave it or just leave it. It hurts my soul when people talk about having to die so their family can enjoy what they live to build. Why not enjoy it with them? And there's 2 ways. You just got to decide, are you a #2 or a #1? The #2 person says, I want to increase and multiply my cash flow using that membership. It's a great decision. Great choice. I mean, remember, only $149.97 a month. You and your spouse are included, so y'all both get to upload y'all stuff. You refer 3 people to this membership, your membership is free. Because it's never about the little $149 a month anyway. We're focused on making wealth real for you and your family. And if you upload your stuff and they can't help you in 30 days, you get a 100% money back guarantee. They've had to do that 0 times since I've been involved with this company, and I'm almost 3 years in. But I mean, anything like me and some of the partners you just heard from, and the person that invited you, you're thinking, you know what? I know some people that need this information. If they're gonna pay me $5,000 to $15,000 to get it, I can get it. And guess what? You get about 475 tax breaks just for being the person that shares it. Then you're #1. You want to create, increase, and multiply your cash flow. Again, it's only $249.97 to get started. It's only $149.97 a month after. But guys, simply text whether or not you're a #2 and you want the membership only, or you're a #1 and you want to start a business and refer people to that membership that you're using. But don't hesitate, procrastinate, develop stress, hypertension, a dilemma, have a heart attack, stroke, and complications trying to figure out whether or not you want to create, increase, and multiply your cash flow. We just need to know which number you are so we know which link to send you. And this is how I was taught to evaluate business, and we're done. If this does not work for me, what do I stand to lose? Most of us gonna blow $150 before the day is out. It's the weekend, baby. Some of y'all can't wait for me to stop talking so y'all can start dying eggs. and hiding them in the rain. But if it does work, and more importantly, they help make wealth real for me, what do I stand to gain? Guys, I looked down in 86 days, I was earning the same amount from MWR that I was getting from the Board of Education. Since February the 3rd, 2021, I've been unemployed, unemployable, and mentally unfit to work for other people. Not saying this to impress you, just to impress upon you. You saw your number somewhere in these slides. You saw a way out. Question is, what are you going to do with it? Was that worth your time?
Absolutely.
Excellent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break and I'm going to share with some of you guys how simple it is to get this thing off the ground. But for the rest of you, I'm glad it was worth your time. I hope you got some information that, I mean, even if you don't do anything with us, you start focusing on improving your cash flow. God bless you guys. For everybody else, I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hill.
You're very welcome.